He plays left field. He went 2 for 4 last night. Kyle's first pitch, swing and a foul back, and our game is underway. Gilkey batting .261, 4 homers, 32 runs batted in. Gilkey will be followed by Ozzie Smith and then Greg Jeffries. Kyle ready. Here's the pitch. And a breaking ball, caught an inside corner for a called strike. Needs to use all of his pitches and make sure he keeps using them. Sometimes he'll give up on a pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Hey, he got your prescription, Wrangler.
And he's certainly keeping his pitch count down there with that strikeout. 1, 2, 3, and you're out.
Swinging strikeout on Gilkey brings up Ozzie Smith. He went 2 for 5 last night. The place was abundant with hits on both sides and a lot of runs. 34 hits, 27 runs. And Smith's batting left-handed, and he'll take one outside a ball. Smith is batting .234, 3 homers, 26 runs batted in. The perennial all-star shortstop waiting. Here's the pitch, swinging, fouled out of play up to the left, and the count is even at 1-1.
Certainly been a strange couple of days. On Friday, the Astros had a 7-run inning, and they lost an 8-run lead.
Down and out a ball, 2-1.
And on Sunday, they had an 8-run inning. And then on Monday, an 11-run inning. What's going on around here?
Down and in a ball. He goes 3-1 to the Wizard. Well, keep up the scoring, but get a little better pitching. That'd be a formula that'd be hard to live with for the opposition. And a strike makes it 3-2.
"25 years ago on this date, the Astros had a 9-0 lead against the Reds and lost it."
Oh, here's the 3-2. Fly ball out into left center. Finley across. He won't get it. He'll keep it from going to the track, but it will be a stand-up double to left center off the bat of Ozzie Smith. Puts a runner on, brings up Greg Jeffries, their leading hitter. Jeffries last night 3 for 5, including a homer. Drove in 3 runs. Jeffries hitting safely in 24 of his last 27 games, the tune of .363. Up here now with a .331 batting average, and that's 5th in the league. 10 homers, 42 runs batted in. That's high and away a ball. 1-0. Jeffries batting. Langford on deck.
This guy's really tough to pitch to because he's got a small strike zone, and he knows that strike zone, so you don't have much room to work with, and he's strong. He can hit the ball hard.
Here's the 1-0, and that is a ball. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
It was more or less right down the middle.
That's why it looked like a pretty good pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Kyle will stretch, look back to second. Look again. Here's the pitch. And that is a strike call.
The Astros aren't making much of an effort to hold Ozzie Smith on second base. And Ozzie doesn't appear to be making any effort to try to steal third.
Only has 4 thefts all year.
And he's been caught 3 times. He's lost a step.
Now the look back to second. Cedeno bouncing in behind the runner. Now he backs up. Kyle brings it to Jeffries. There's a high fly ball, shallow left. Cedeno, Caminetti, and Caminetti over the shoulder. Oh, he just keeps on doing it. Keeps on doing it. He gave you the real target of what this 94 team is all about last night. You're down something like 11-2. Zeal hits a smash. He makes an unbelievable play. It was almost like the tone said, well, if he's going to play like that when we're down, why don't we go get this game for him?
Absolutely, and it's not only Caminetti, but the Astros have a whole bunch of players that don't know any other way to play. They play as hard as they can for 9 innings. They don't always win, but they definitely try.
Jeffries popping up down the left side. Now here's Langford, left-hand batter, tight on the letters. And that is a ball to make it 1-0. 2 away, runner second base.
Langford has really hit Kyle well. An open base, and then Todd Zeal, who has hit all Astros pitchers well, so not an easy situation.
Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Really not much to pick from. Langford's hit him a little better overall, but I don't think the Astros really want to pitch to Zeal either. So you go after this guy. It's the first inning, and give him your best stuff and take it from there.
Langford hitting .277, leads them in homers, 17. He has 47 ribbies. The stretch and the look. Kyle brings it to him, high and outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. It was great to be with the folks from the Greater Houston Partnership. Their pregame reception put together by Deborah Fulmer, who's in charge of group sales with the ball club, and George Beatty, who's the Senior Vice President of Member Services of the Greater Houston Partnership, welcomed everybody and several members of the Astro front office, and we had a great time. Here's the look back. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Swinging and missing, 2-2. The new Senior Vice President of Business Operations of the Astros, Bob McLaren, who started officially in his job yesterday, has now become a resident of our city, officially has moved in, and he made his debut speaking on behalf of the club tonight. So we had some fun, and they'll have some fun at the game. That group has become involved since Drayton McLean Jr. Took over this ball club. In fact, Drayton went on their board of directors. Here's the look to second, and the 2-2 pitch. High, that'll fill it. 3-2 to Langford. So I hope
give Bob McLaren one day to get his feet wet and then put him up in front of a big group to speak, huh?
Well, he knew he didn't have to speak long because the other speaker was Tim Helmuth.
Uh-huh. Well, you know those guys from Yale.
He had a
lot to say.
Yeah, he had a lock on it. Ready for a payoff, and here it is. Swinging and missing. Pick it up, Scotty, and tag him. It's a strikeout, and the inning is over. Langford appears as though he thought he foul-tipped it, but he is out of there, and the double by Smith. He is left there. We played a half an inning, and the Astros are just now coming into bat. Ball, he walked him. What I wanted to say was the clubhouse guys around the league put out quite a spread of food for the players after the game, and more than one of those tables has been scraped clean by a disgruntled manager before they ever got a bite.
Well, sometimes they've been tipped all the way over. I'll never forget the spread in Los Angeles one day. It was hot dogs, and there was a big bowl of mustard. Harry Walker tipped that table over, and the bowl of mustard went flying up in the air, and it landed right in Tom Griffin's shoe.
Woo! Here's Caminetti, 6-game hitting streak. There's a high 292, 18 homers, 61 runs batted in. I saw one of those that wasn't so funny. Eddie Stanky, when he managed these Cardinals back in the middle 50s. Cardinals lost the first game of a doubleheader, and he was so upset that he crashed his hand through the table and broke the ketchup bottle, and it severed the inside of his wrist, and that wasn't so funny. The little genial, Eddie Stanky. He set the mold for pepper pots. That's high a ball, and it's 1-1. Caminetti taking a long look at Matt Galani. You've got Bagwell at first with a walk. Caminetti batting, Bass on deck. Bass, one of the heroes last night, along with Tiny Felder. Guys that didn't start the game but made a name for themselves. Here's the pitch to Cammy, and that is a ball just down and out. Boy, he's not missing by much. 2-1. Kyle and Palacios tonight wrap it up in a series and for another year with the St. Louis Cardinals tomorrow afternoon. Swindell and Tewksbury. Throw to first, not in time.
Two of the finest control pitchers in Major League Baseball tomorrow afternoon.
Will Tewksbury be here in a Cardinal uniform?
A lot of rumors, huh?
Whoa. Flying everywhere. 2 balls and a strike. Sets up on the outside corner, does Pagnazzi. Now Palacios steps away. If the most prominent or prevalent rumor is true, the uniform might be different, but it'd still have a lot of red in it.
And we might see him pitch in a few days in another location.
Down and out. and that will make it 3-1 to Caminiti.
The Astros will play the Pirates over the weekend and then head for Cincinnati. That'll be a big series, and then on to Los Angeles before coming back for a long homestand.
3 balls and 1 strike, but first things first, right here with the Cardinals tonight. After the fabulous comeback last night, ready for a 3-1. Here's the pitch, swinging. A dribbler towards short, but the third baseman cuts in front. Zeal throws out Caminiti. Bagwell, who had walked, is left. We played an inning. Go to the second, 0-0. And a .421 average against Houston. Leading off the second, Witten up next, down low, and it is 2-1. Getting down to the bottom of the hour. We'll break it just as soon as we can. Todd Zeal, right-hand batter. Well, he really stands on top of that plate for a guy that's got all that pop in his bat. Usually a guy with that kind of swing will spread it out a little more and stand back a little bit.
He stands straight up with his feet close together, and he's right up next to the plate. Holds the bat vertically. It's an unusual stance.
There's a smash to Caminiti, bobbles it. Will he have a play left? He will not. He threw over. See, are they going to call that a smash too hot to handle, or how are we going to get that?
I think that'll be an error.
It was smashed, and Cammy diving for it, and he evidently lit on that right knee a little bit. Scrambled after it. It's an E5.
Actually got the ball to Bagwell just ahead of the runner, and Baggs had to stretch out to his left, and the ball just off the end of his mitt. He almost got it. I think Caminiti would tell you that's probably an error, but it just shows you what happens when a guy is tearing you up. Even when he hits it to your best fielder, he still gets on.
Witten, a high chopper over first. It's into right field for a hit. They're going to have runners at first and third, and nobody out against Kyle. A high chopper on the artificial surface jumped over Bagwell. No defense against that. So Kyle in a trouble spot here in the second inning. The batter will be Luis Alicia. He'll step in after we step out on the Astros radio network.
Hi, this is Vince Cotroneo. Join me after the ball game with your questions and comments on Astro Talk, right here on Super Talk 950 KPRC Houston.
Milo Hamilton and Larry Durker in the dome, and Alicia going to step out on him again, saying hello to the folks in El Campo, KULP, Fredericksburg, KNAF, and our 2 stations in Gonzales, KCTI AM, KPJN FM. Alicia, switch hitter, batting left, runners on the corners, nobody out. Down a ball. Alicia was a pinch hitter last night and failed. He has 3 homers, 1 of them against the Astros, 14 RBIs, a .222 average.
Mark Witten has 9 steals and 12 tries, and I think he might try again here. Cardinals will probably want to be aggressive in the early going and see if they can take it to the Astros.
Check of the corners. Here's the pitch. Swung on. High fly ball. Right field. Won't carry. It's down the line. It'll be deep enough to get a run home. Zeal is headed home. Hey, boy, the throw to Bagwell, and he almost tagged Witten. Witten would have been embarrassed beyond reproach. The run scores. It's 1-0, and what a snap tag by Bagwell, and he almost got the job done.
You know, what's remarkable is that Kevin Bass threw the ball to Bagwell. That's probably what surprised Witten so much. He anticipated a throw to second base, I'm sure, as the fly ball was so deep that Bass had no chance at the plate, but for some reason Kevin threw to first instead of to second. And Witten was just standing there about 5 steps off the bag, and he really had to lunge to avoid that tag.
So a run is in. Alicia with a sac fly, plating Zeal. Witten at first, 1 out. The batter, Tom Pagnazzi. 2 for 5 last night. Drove in a run. There's a throw over, not in time.
The run, of course, is unearned.
In the American League, they played 4 innings at Cleveland. Cleveland leading Texas 6-1. Minnesota over Toronto 2-1. They played 3 innings. Here's the stretch and the look. Pitch on the way. High. It's 1-0. Detroit gets a run in the first at Chicago. Belcher and Fernandez and the White Sox are now batting. Milwaukee leads Kansas City 1-0. They played an inning. Later on, Boston will be playing California. New York, Oakland. Baltimore, Seattle. The look to first. And the step off by Kyle. National League, Cincinnati hit Florida with a Mack truck in the first inning. 6 runs. So they've stated their case for the Astros to look up to here tonight. The team right above us in the Central, Cincinnati leading 6-0 after 2.5 at Riverfront. There's a high pop. Who's going to take charge? It'll be Caminetti coming in behind the mound, and it's 2 away. So got a chance, even with the hit in the air and the sac fly, to cut it to a minimum here. You got the pitcher to work on.
Palacios is due.
Or is that overdue?
0 for 25.
That's overdue. Only been a bat twice against the Astros. He's 0 for 2. Stretching and steps away. Montreal leads San Diego 3-1. They've played 2.5 at Olympic. San Francisco 2, Phillies nothing. Black and Jackson 2-0 Giants go to the 4th inning at the Vet. Atlanta just scored 3 in the 3rd to go ahead of Pittsburgh 3-2. High chopper, third base side of the mound. Kyle grabs, throws, got him. Nice play. That was not an easy play. A very difficult one. Then had to straighten up and throw and got the job done. They get an unearned run. We're into the middle of the second. Cardinal.
Well, the Astros and McDonald's have an extra value deal for you between now and this Thursday. When you buy an extra value meal at any Houston area McDonald's, you also get a buy one, get one free coupon to this Thursday's Astros-Pirates game. Coupon is good for any reserved seat. Tickets must be purchased at the Dome box office on the day of the game.
Bass to lead it off in the second against Palacios, and it is a ball outside at the knees. We mentioned just before we got out of the last inning that Atlanta had picked up 3 in the 3rd, gone ahead of Pittsburgh 3-2. They're now in the bottom of the 3rd, down and out with a sinker. LA 2, New York nothing. DeShields hit a 2-run homer to get the Dodgers on the board against Jones. Later on, Colorado will host the Cubs. Trexel in need. Bouncer first. Jeffries has it, tossing to first, and Palacios was. This is Gonzalez batting .274. Hit safely 9 out of his last 10 games, including last night 2 for 4 and drove in a run. Last 3 weeks he's hitting .380. There is a high fly ball, shallow center, Langford on, and it is 1 away. Make it 2 away as Service will be stepping in. Skybox with a 40th birthday tonight. Hunter Hawkins. He better enjoy it. That's the last time he'll count one.
Don't think someone will remind him 10 years from now?
Remember what? Yeah. How old are you? He said, well, I remember 10 years ago we were at your 40th up in a Skybox. So enjoy it, Hunter Hawkins. Here is the pitch to Service. And a strike call. Scotty's got the .209 average now. And he's enjoying that, but would like to kick it up. It's 7 homers and 33 RBIs on his line. Hitting .345 over the last 2 weeks. Cedeno would be next. Nobody on, 2 down. Fouling it into the screen, and it's 0-2. The 65 roses, cystic fibrosis, and our players do a great job with them. They've got a group out tonight. And a salute before the game down on the first baseline to the Texas AA State Baseball champs, East Bernard, the Brahmas, the high school champs were here. Here is the 0-2, and that is a strike. Service gone looking, and that'll end the inning. 1-2-3 for Palacios. His second strikeout. We'll go to the 3rd. Cardinals 1, Astros nothing. The Greater Houston Building Association, West Conroe Baptist Church, Teleport Communications Group. They're part of the Greater Houston Partnership. That's how they build up a nice crowd of 300 tonight. And our longtime sponsor with a big group tonight, the folks from Anheuser-Busch. This is Gilkey, struck out swinging to start the game. Here's the pitch by Kyle. That's down and in, a ball. College of the Mainland here. Oh, here's a group. We'd miss them if they didn't come every year. Oklahoma Junior Wheat Show winners. There is a strike, and it's 1-1. Purina Mills, St. Timothy United Methodist Men, the Houstonian Club. Here's the pitch, and that is down and in. And, of course, it's a Tuesday, so that means it's Randall's Tuesday Twofers with us tonight.
And a real nice showing up in the mezzanine of the Loge.
Ready for a 2-1. Here it is. And that is a strike call, and it's 2-2. Tomorrow morning, we start early. The old Wranglers got to be out here all suited up by about 9:30, don't you?
The 10:30 game with the Astronauts against the old Astros.
Strike called, and Gilkey is struck out for the second time tonight.
And I'm on a big bender. The last time I started a game that early in the morning, it was in Pittsburgh. Remember those old businessman specials they had there? They
11 o'clock they were.
Start them at 11 o'clock. I was in the showers before noon. Well, it's easy for you to laugh. Wasn't that funny at the time?
That's down a ball.
I walked all the way back to the Hilton Hotel from Forbes Field.
Oh, well, then you got your walking in.
Yeah, I wasn't laughing either.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Smith takes it down and away, and it's ball 2. Smith had a double into left center field in the first inning. Smith batting, 1 out, nobody on. Cardinals batting in the third and leading 1-0. Here's the pitch by Kyle. Down and in, and it's ball 3. Their best hitter, Jeffries, on deck. Kyle ready, and the 3-0 to the Wizard. And he didn't come close. He walked him on 4 pitches. You're asking for trouble when you walk a light-hitting shortstop and then bring up Jeffries, Langford, and Zeal. First walk to go with 3 strikeouts on the Kyle card here tonight. The folks tomorrow presenting the big salute to the lunar landing have a surprise for Larry Dierker. And it'll be a pleasant one, and he'll enjoy it very much. Here's the pitch, and that is a strike call right on the hands.
I hear they've been practicing.
They've been practicing, but they have included you in a ceremony tomorrow.
Oh.
No balls, 1 strike. Jeffries popped up down the left side to Caminetti, first time up. Here's the pitch, and that is in there again, and he's got him down in the count, 0-2.
Joe West seems to have a pretty good read on Kyle's curveball. Sometimes early in a game, the umpire has trouble tracking it. The players voted it the toughest curveball in the league, and that's because it breaks so sharp and so late, and a lot of times the umpires have trouble with it, but Joe West is following it well.
Here is the 0-2. Outside of the knees. That'll make it 1-2 to Jeffries, and Langford is on deck. So the Astros and some Colt 45s will be here as well, and you're included in both of those groups. And
been a couple of weeks with the Colt 45s.
And before the morning is over, you'll be included in all 3 of the groups. 1 ball, 2 strikes, throw over, not in time. Craig Reynolds, Terry Poole, a couple of longtime pals. They're both going to be here to play. And the player manager, Bill Heath, former catcher, was here a couple years.
Bill Lee won't be here, will he?
No, we got enough space going. Throw the first in time.
He's the original spaceman of the mound.
Oh, was he? He landed on the moon before the astronauts did. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But the great thing about it, he knew he was spacey. Ready for
promoted it.
Yeah. Look to first. Here's the pitch. Swinging and a smash foul down the right side. Turned on a little too quickly. Hammered it almost down to the corner. Kevin Bass will retrieve it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jeffries.
Now see, He turned on an up-and-in fastball and jerked it foul. He turned on an up-and-in fastball by Williams and hit it out of here last night. He probably will be looking for something slow now after hitting that fastball that hard. Let's see what Kyle throws. Change up
got him. Struck him out. That's number 4. You got to go right to the heart of that call and give it to Scotty Service.
When you see a guy who's turning that quickly on an inside fastball and a guy that throws 90 miles an hour, you have to feel that he would be susceptible to something slow. And yet, when a guy is hitting 360 something for the last 3 weeks or so, you figure that he might be thinking that way too.
Here is Langford. He was a strikeout victim swinging back in the opening inning. Something that's evaded Kyle recently, getting some strikeouts. He's got 4 already tonight to go with 1 walk. He's given up 2 hits. There's been an error that led to an unearned run, and the Cardinals are leading 1-0 as they bat in the 3rd inning. Smith at first, not a big lead. Kyle checks on him, brings it to the hitter, and a breaking ball is in for a strike. He's established all of his pitches tonight, something he hadn't been doing lately.
Well, lately he hasn't been establishing any of his pitches. Now he's got them all going. He's not that far off, obviously. He's got the 90-mile-an-hour fastball, the good sharp curve, and a pretty good changeup. It's just all a matter of control.
Ready for an 0-1. Swinging, a bouncer second. Biggio had to move quickly to his left. It came up on him, stayed with it, threw him out. Good reaction by Biggio. Throws out Langford. Remember to be here early tomorrow for the introduction of the former Astros, headlined by Larry Dierker and Jimmy Wynn. They'll be facing a team of astronauts, and as Larry said, they practiced last week. Here's a pitch to Cedeno, a ball.
I bet they can run faster than the ex-players.
Yeah, probably in better shape.
No doubt about it.
And they better be. Pitch to AC, and that is a ball inside, 2-0. AC with a big night last night. 3 for 5, drove in 3 runs. He's had 6 hits in his last 13 at-bats. He's batting .261 against the league.
First 15,000 fans here tomorrow get a baseball with the signatures of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin.
That's a collector's item for you. There's a smash into left field, a base hit. He went right down and got it. Lined it to left for a base knock. That is the Astros' first hit of the action here tonight, leading off in the 3rd inning, and Kyle will be the batter.
And nice time to get it so that Kyle can do something to help himself with the bat. He already has 7 sacrifice bunts this year.
We talked about that with Terry Collins on the show tonight. It was the Whataburger question, wanting to know, since bunting is a big part of the game, why people don't do it better. And our club's done a pretty good job of it this year. Pitchers have really done a nice job. So here is Kyle. They expect the bunt, squared away, pulled the bat back, and took it for a strike.
Bunting is not as easy as it used to. Bunting the ball's about the same as it always was, but successfully moving the runner is not as easy because of the AstroTurf fields and some of the new defenses against the sacrifice.
When Kyle pitched against the Cardinals earlier this year, he had 2 sacrifices in 1 game. Squared away and bunts it foul. That puts him in a hole, and he bunted the ball right where he had the bat. He was on an angle toward the first base dugout. It's the only place the ball can go. Another treat for you tomorrow. Country music will be here tomorrow to entertain you. Here's the 0-2, squared away to bunt. Bunts it, and the pitcher's got to come and get it. He'll throw to first, and that is a 1-4 sack. Boy, that's coming back and doing it, isn't it?
I think of the 8 sacrifice bunts Kyle has this year, probably half of them have come with 2 strikes in the count. He really seems to be able to get it done when he has to.
Up to the top of the order now with a runner in scoring position. Cedeno with good speed. Tying run out there for Biggio. Biggio struck out swinging in the 1st inning. The look back by Palacios. Here's the pitch to Biggio, and cuts an inside corner for a called strike. Orville Ramsey listens to all of our games on KSIX in Corpus. Here's a swing and a foul back, makes it 2 strikes. Quite a fan, and he is so upset about the balloting with the All-Star. He wants to set up his own booth and just make everybody come by and punch holes next year. Says, I'm going to get some guys on that team or else. Very enjoyable letter from Orville Ramsey.
Reminds me of Bill Veck at the winter meetings. He set up a booth in the lobby of the hotel, open for trading.
Yeah, high and away a ball. It is 1-2. Biggio waiting. There's 1 out and a runner at second base. Palacios will settle in. Here's the pitch. Down with a breaking ball, and it is 2-2. Also from Corpus Christi, Troy Cole. Says, I just put it on KSIX in Corpus and leave it there. Baseball radio is my constant companion, thanks to Troy Cole of Corpus Christi. There's a bouncer foul down the right side. Two balls, 2 strikes to Biggio. Cedeno started the inning with a hit. Kyle moved him up with a sack. Biggio trying to hang tough in here on a 2-2. The on-deck hitter is Finley. Palacios stretches, stops at the letters. Here's the pitch. Swinging. High fly ball. Medium right center for Mark Whitten. He's under it. And Cedeno will have to stay right at second base. And it's 2 away up to Finley to get something out of the leadoff single by Cedeno. Finley flied to center his first time up. Left-hand batter, right-hand pitcher, 3rd inning. Cardinals took advantage of a miscue, got a run home with a sac fly, and they're leading 1-0. Ball game in the bottom of the 3rd. Wrap it up here tomorrow after the Astronauts and Astros play the regular game of the Cardinals at 12:35. High ball, and it's 1-0.
Finley has terrorized the Cardinals this year, almost as much damage as Zeal has done against the Astros.
4 homers and 11 runs batted in against them. Well, with all the runs we've scored, we've got quite a few people who have lofty batting averages against their pitching. There's a strike called at the knees. Biggio, 439. Finley, 357. Bagwell, 333. Bass, 417. Gonzo, 500. Cedeno, 333. That's some kind of sticks all playing together against one staff. Ready for a 1-1. Here's the pitch to Finley. Swings and fouls it back. We're within, looking right up at the top of the hour. Let's break it for you. Lionel Hamilton and Larry Dierker in the 3rd inning of the middle game of this series in the Astrodome. Pitch to Finley. Swings and fouls it way up to the right as we say hello to the folks in Hallettsville. They listen to the Astros and KRJH. In Hondo, KRME. And in Houston, it's Super Talk. Super Talk Radio, KPRC AM 950. Finley with a 1-2 count. Palacios tugs at the bill of the cap, looks in to get the sign from Pagnazzi. Look to second, checking on Cedeno. Pitch on the way. Tapper toward first. Jeffrey's there. He'll come to the bag himself. That'll retire the side. Cedeno is left. We played 3 innings. Milo Hamilton and Larry Dierker through the first 3. Bill Brown comes along.
We go from the Astrodome. Cardinals lead at 1-0. Todd Zeal leads off against Darryl Kyle, who is looking in for a sign and now going into the windup. The first pitch of the 4th inning, a curve ball, is in for a strike on the outside corner. Tonight's game is brought. Now Kyle with the 0-1 pitch. It's hit up the middle by Zeal, and there's another base hit for Todd Zeal. He reached on an error and scored in the 2nd inning, leading off that frame. Now he's on to lead off the 4th. And to tell you where he goes from there and what happens to the Cardinals and the Astros in the middle 3 innings, here's Bill Brown.
Well, thank you, Larry. And Todd Zeal, ever present on base when the Astros and Cardinals play, has done it again here to lead off the 4th inning. Mark Whitten will be next. Zeal at first, Jeff Bagwell holding him. Witten bounced one over a holding Bagwell with Zeal at first in the second for a single to right field, and that sent Todd to third from where he scored on Alicea's fly ball. So Witten took advantage of that opening for his first hit. Now the switch hitter's ready to go second time around. Stretch by Kyle, and the pitch is coming. Curve catches the outside corner for strike one call.
With the big, strong guy, but he is not really a pull hitter. He'll spray the ball all over the ballpark. Got a lot of power, but he doesn't really have the home run swing. His home runs are more an accident than something that he does on purpose.
0-1 the count. Kyle with a pitch. Fastball in tight. 1-1 with Alicea on deck. 1-3-0 for St. Louis. 0-1-1 for Houston in the fourth. The Astros have a 7-3 lead in this season series with the Cardinals, despite a staff ERA in the 10 games of 5.12. Here's the 1-1 from Kyle. Curve, and Witten takes it for ball two.
Well, they have in that mix two 15-5 wins and a 15-12 win.
Yeah, that'll do it to your ERA, all right.
13-7 or something like that in there, too.
It's been an outrageous series for runs scored. 86 runs by the Astros in 10 games against the Cardinals. 2-1 pitch. Curve swerves inside, and it's ball three.
But the last time they faced Palacios, they got only 3 runs in 8 innings, and he looks every bit as tough tonight as he did that game in St. Louis.
Yeah, he has it going pretty well. 3 balls, 1 strike. Kyle also has made some very good pitches in this game.
And he's in a position to make one here with a 3-1 count. Nobody out, man on first.
He throws to first base. Zeal is back. Cardinals are not the usual running Redbirds this year. They have only 57 stolen bases.
The Astros, on the other hand, are over 100 steals and over 100 home runs. They've been a very diverse offensive team. Been able to score by playing little ball and big ball.
Now, they're the only National League team to reach the century mark in both those categories so far this year. Cleveland has done it in the American League. 3 balls and a strike. Witten, the former Cleveland Indian, waiting. And the pitch from Kyle. Fastball cracked right by Bagwell up the right field line. It'll go off the wall. It skims hard off the wall. Zeal comes to third, and the ball was hit so hard that he can't score on it. Witten into second base with a double.
Kyle has had good stuff in this game and pretty good control. He had really overmatched the Cardinals, and the run they got in the second was unearned. But in this inning, they have hit 2 balls very sharply, and they have really set up shop now with Alicea coming up.
Alicea hit the fly ball to right field. It was a sac fly, scoring Zeal in the second. His numbers against Kyle, very good. 5 for 11 against Darrell in his career.
Infield is back up the middle and then in close at the corners.
Nobody out. 1-0 Cardinals. Here's the stretch by Kyle. And now his pitch is coming. Fastball, strike call outside corner. 0-1 to Alicea. Tom Pagnazzi's on deck.
If you could get Alicea without allowing the run to score, then with an open base and the 8-hitter and the pitcher and then the leadoff man, you might just have a chance to get out of this.
No balls, 1 strike. Kyle deals inside, almost hit him, blocked out in front by Service. That pitch in the dirt. It's 1-1. Right at the feet of Alicea. Now, Kyle at times will make one of the greatest pitches you've seen in a while, and then he'll come back and throw one in the dirt. It's been that kind of a year for Darrell. And through it all, he's battled, and the team has a winning record in his starts. 1-1 the count. Zeal at third. Witten off second. Nobody out. Kyle kicks and delivers a curveball. Strike call outside corner. 1-2.
Darrell's control problems have certainly evidenced themselves in a number of areas. Walks mostly, but he's also thrown 9 wild pitches, and he has also hit 7 batters.
1-2. Alisei is waiting. Kyle looks back at Witten off second, deals the pitch. It's looped out into center field for a hit. Zeal will score. Finley comes up with the ball, throws to the plate, and it's cut off as Witten stops at third. 2-0 Cardinals on Alisei's hit. His second RBI of the game. Sixteenth run batted into the year for the Cardinals second baseman now, and Mel Stottlemyre will go to the mound with Pagnozzi up and men at first and third, nobody out.
That was an example of a pitch that was wild in the strike zone. It was a kind of a hanging curveball that didn't really have that good snap that it normally has. Pitching is a very difficult thing at times because if you throw the ball out of the strike zone, of course, you're behind in the count or you walk batters. But sometimes if you throw the ball into the middle of the strike zone, you can get hurt even worse. So there are only small pieces of space that you can really work safely in. And with some of these hitters, even that doesn't get it done. It certainly didn't last night on either side, really. The Astros bullpen did a pretty good job, but starter Brian Williams was hit hard, and they hit some good pitches off him, and the Astros hit some pretty good pitches, too.
Pagnozzi's up. He popped to third in the second inning. Cardinals lead it 2-0 as they bat in the fourth. First and third, nobody out. Turn, a throw to first base. Alisei back in, standing up. Jose Cardenal, the first base coach, comes over to say something to his base runner.
Alisei is fast. He's never been a particularly good base stealer. He would like to go if he gets a chance, though, because Pagnozzi is a double play candidate, and the Astros are set up for the double play.
Here's the pitch to him. Tom swings, hits one in the air, foul, out of play, first base side.
This guy has made himself into a Gold Glove fielder, and now he is making himself into a pretty good hitter as well.
Well, that so often happens with a catcher who concentrates mostly on his defensive work and calling the game when he first comes to the major leagues, and then the hitting comes later. It worked that way to a degree for Bob Boone. Here's the stretch and the 0-1 pitch coming outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And you can understand it, Larry, with the premium that teams place on the defensive aspect of the sport.
Absolutely. The demands of catching are really dual. One is the physical part, which is quite demanding, and the other is the mental part, working the pitching staff. And so it really is the most demanding position on the field outside of pitching.
Throw to first. Bagwell had to spear it. It almost got by him as he tried to reach around the runner, Alisei. 2-0 Cardinals. The Astros Farm Report brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Tucson lost on the road at Salt Lake City 6-5. Craig McMurtry had pretty good numbers as the starter. He didn't get the decision. Pitch is a fastball hit in the air, towering fly ball, shallow right near the line. Bass comes over, and in fair territory, he makes the catch. Witten is tagging and now holding as the throw is cut off by Bagwell. Another excellent throw by Bass right to the cutoff man. 1 out. Bass made that same kind of throw earlier in the second inning on the Alisei sac fly. Vicente Palacios, the pitcher, is next. He hit a high chopper, and Kyle threw him out in the second. That makes Palacios now 0 for 26 this year. McMurtry for Tucson has had an excellent year. He gave up just 2 earned runs in 6 innings in that Tucson game last night. Scooter Tucker had 3 hits, including his 7th homer. Frank Kellner a couple of hits. Dave Hadjick had 2 hits as well. And the Toros are 16-8 in the second half. Palacios squares, bunts at it, and misses, strike 1.
Not a suicide squeeze there. He was just trying to move Alisei to second base for Gilkey.
Jackson Generals are 19-8 in the second half of their Texas League campaign. They lost at home to Wichita 8-4 last night. Jim Waring, the starting pitcher, took the loss in that one. Stretch by Kyle. The 0-1. Palacios ducks a pitch. And it is ball 1. 1-1 to count.
Didn't miss by much either. A curveball came back in.
He really flinched big time on that one, and it wasn't that close to his head. Went down into a crouch as the ball broke right by him. 2-5-0 for St. Louis. 0-1-1 for Houston in the fourth. Runners at first and third with one out. The pitch is bunted back to the mound. Kyle will look at second. Nobody even there, and throws to Biggio at first. That's out number 2 on the sacrifice from 1 to 4. That's not a good time to throw the ball to second base.
Oh, no, it sure wasn't.
Nobody within 45 feet of that bag covering for a throw. Now Scott Service will go out. Bernard Gilkey's the batter. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First base open, runners at second and third. And the Cardinals have 1 run home and lead at 2-0. Osceola lost at home to Clearwater last night 3-1. Quad City had a loss at Springfield 3-2. Kerry Bridges had a couple of hits in that game, and Auburn, which is really playing well, won in 10 innings at home against Batavia 7-6. That's the very latest from the Astros minor league clubs. Hope you got a chance to join us on Astro Launch tonight and hear from Fred Nelson updating you on some of the top Astros prospects. Gilkey the batter now. Kyle comes set. He kicks and deals, and it's a curve, and it's a strike call in the inside corner. 0-1.
Struck out Gilkey twice in this game, once with a fastball, once with a curve, but he's really been throwing him a lot of curveballs. If I were Gilkey, I'd be halfway looking for that pitch. If he throws it in a good spot, it doesn't help you much. You still have trouble hitting it.
Ozzie Smith on deck. Stretched by Kyle, and the pitch is another curve. This one misses low outside. 1-1 the count. Scott Ellerton was just promoted from the Gulf Coast League to Quad City, and he is pitching tonight. He didn't give up a run in 28 innings of work for Gulf Coast.
Well, that's about the best year you could possibly have in that league.
What a start to a pro career at age 18. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, a fastball, creamed, hit deep to center field. Finley will only look, and it is gone. Up to the pavilion in left center. Bernard Gilkey. It's a 3-run homer, and the Cardinals lead 5-0. He crushed a fastball right down the middle. Gilkey's 5th home run of the year, and it gives him 35 runs batted in. And quickly, Dave Veers heads for the Houston bullpen. Well, Bernard Gilkey goes deep, hitting much better on the road than at home, and the Astrodome is a big place, but Gilkey just shrank it with that drive.
What a beautiful swing. He just hit it perfectly.
Ozzie Smith chops one to the left side. Caminetti cuts over to his left, straightens up, fires him out. And that's the 4th inning for St. Louis. The Cardinals have...
It sounds terrific.
Jeff Bagwell takes the first pitch in the bottom of the 4th for ball 1. Bagwell walked with 2 outs in the first inning. It's 5-0 Cardinals. Vicente Palacios pitching on his birthday. Line drive left field. Gilkey waiting. There's a birthday present for Palacios. A line drive to the left fielder, about 2 steps in front of the warning track for out number 1.
It's just about as hard as he can hit a baseball, but he put a little topspin on it.
So Palacios, who turns 31 today, has been handed a 5-0 lead by the Cardinals. 3 runs off the bat of Bernard Gilkey. And it's Ken Caminetti. The Astros trying to work their way from behind again tonight. He grounded out to third first time up. Now he hits a line drive to left. Gilkey near this one, and he makes that catch. 2 outs. Things definitely falling the Redbirds' way. This is
Sometimes
our Houston.
it seems so easy.
It's a matter of directing those line drives to the fielders sometimes. That's what Palacios is doing. This is our Houston Cellular home run inning here in the 4th. Our contestant from Sugarland, Fito Ahmed. Freeze to the pitcher covering in the 2nd. Pitch to him is strike 1 call. The Astros have 1 hit, a Cedeno single in the 3rd. Luis Gonzalez on deck. Palacios with a fastball, catches the strike zone again, and it's 0-2 to Bass. Now this game 2 of the series, The next one is almost upon us. It starts at 12:30 tomorrow. Greg Swindell and Bob Tewksbury, the starters. Hope you'll be here early for that special game at 10:30. Former astronauts, former Astros. The 0-2 pitch, fastball. A strike three call. Palacios seems to be fooling the Astros hitters with fastballs tonight. That's the 4th inning, and it's St. Louis 5, Houston nothing after 4. Greg ready to go. Darryl Kyle works to him. And here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 1. Value days coming up Thursday night, Saturday night against the Pirates this week, and that's a special deal for you. We hope you can take advantage of it and bring the whole family out. 1-0 to Jeffries, a breaking ball, and he commits to it, goes around. It's 1-1. That's quite a buy. $35 and a Value Days coupon available on the back of 2-liter bottles of Coke. You get 4 Loge level tickets, 4 Dome Dogs, 4 soft drinks, and 2 Astros caps.
And 2 liters of Coke.
Yeah. Have to pay for those, though. Ball down and in, 2 balls and a strike.
Ah, you were going to have that anyway.
Of course you were. And Thursday, the RBI drive takes place, so bring out your recycled baseball items and donate them to underprivileged. Foul ball back, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeffries.
Great concept. Our friend Pat Dwyer came up with the idea, and it has been a big success. Redistributing baseball equipment that's no longer being used can really help a young man perhaps learn the game, and who knows, a few of those youngsters may make it to the big leagues and play for the Astros.
Ah, yes. 5-0 Cardinals. Kyle works the 2-2 pitch to Jeffries. Curveball, chopped high. Bagwell over, backhands, flips quickly to Kyle, but he doesn't catch the throw. And it goes over by the Astros dugout. Karem's back in play. Bagwell, because the ball had so much air time, had to make a quick, almost sidearm flip, and Kyle failed to catch it.
Kyle wasn't over there quickly enough to really help Bagwell make the play a little easier, but for Kyle, it was not an easy throw to field either. It was down below the waist, about knee high. Just a real tough play. Should be a hit.
It is a hit. Hit for Jeffries. That makes him 1 for 3. Ray Langford, the batter now. Big hole for him on the right side of the infield. Jeffries held on by Bagwell. Langford is 0 for 2. Stretched by Kyle. He trails 5-0. And here's his pitch. It's high. 1-0. Cardinals are trying to snap out of a 5-game losing streak. They're at their low point of the season with 42 wins and 47 losses, and they face a big series with Atlanta when they go back home, including 2 doubleheaders and 2 single games. 1-0 pitch, fly ball, foul out of play. It's 1-1 to Langford.
And Palacios is really coming up big for them here tonight because their bullpen is just absolutely decimated right now. And they need him to go deep into the game, and not only is he giving every indication that he will do that, but their offense has certainly given him some support tonight, which they have not done too much this year.
Throw to first base. Jeffries back. Cardinals have gone 19-28 since the 23rd of May. They were hanging in there very well for a long time. They've had some injuries on their pitching staff and others who just haven't done the job very well for them, and it has caught up with them recently. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyle with a pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 to Langford.
You know that indented area, fence out at the 400-foot sign and straightaway center field?
Yes.
Joe Buck came up with a good expression for that part of the ballpark last night.
What did he come up with?
The alcove. Just said Finley goes back into the alcove and makes the catch.
Uh-huh. Is there furniture back there? 1-2 pitch outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You'll remember the old monuments at Yankee Stadium, and they were in play. A ball would be hit. It took a real blast, some 440 feet or so. A center fielder at times would have to run around those monuments to get to a ball that might have gone through them. There's a throw to first. Jeffries back. But there aren't too many obstacles and things like that anymore. Ballparks are coming in for some different dimensions these days, and the fans seem to like that.
Yeah, different angles.
Yeah.
Make it a little interesting for the outfielders.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch inside. 3-2 now to Langford.
We haven't had that many balls hit these scoreboards, which is sort of surprising. They look like big targets out there, and there have been a few, but not as many as we anticipated. That would hit those scoreboards and maybe carry them off at an odd angle.
It all adds to that unpredictable element of the game that so many fans like. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Jeffries is going. There's a fly ball out of play to Caminetti's side of the field. Still 3-2 as we check our 5th inning scoreboard, brought to you by Anheuser-Busch. Brewers of Bud and Bud Light. Really an oddity tonight, and the fans here in the Astrodome with their radios might be waiting for the explanation of why there's a P up on that scoreboard for the Baltimore at Seattle game. Why would a game in Seattle at the Kingdome be postponed?
Yeah, why would it?
It's not rain or any of the weather elements that postpone an outdoor game. Here's the pitch. The runner goes, swinging a foul ball back. They've been working on the roof of the Kingdome, and there were falling tiles from the top of the roof coming onto the field from some earlier construction work, and that's why that game has been postponed in Seattle tonight. And they thought they were safe in a dome stadium. Later tonight, New York's at Oakland, California at Boston. Clemens and Langston pitching in that one. Stretched by Kyle, 5-0 Cardinals. The runner goes from first. The pitch is outside, ball 4. Langford has a walk. First and second, nobody out for the Cardinals, with Zeal up next.
That's all part of the strategy. Put a couple of guys on for Zeal and then get the double play.
Well, Dave Veers is going out to the bullpen just in case that double play doesn't come. As Zeal reached on the error and scored in the second, and then he singled to start the big 4-run uprising in the last inning. Kansas City's at Milwaukee tonight. Phil Garner's Brewers lead it 2-1 as they bat in the 4th inning. Kansas City has a Felix Jose homer, his 9th. 2 on, nobody out. Zeal waiting. Kyle is set, and the pitch. Curve, and it's strike 1 call. Detroit and Chicago had a wild one last night. Chicago has the early lead tonight. After 3, it's the White Sox 6 and the Tigers 1. Alex Fernandez, the recipient of all that run support. Minnesota is at Toronto. That's a 2-2 ball game after 6. Wahlbeck with a homer for the Twins. Borders with 1 for the Blue Jays. A pitch sinks low. It's a 1-1 count to Todd Zeal. So the 2 catchers in that Minnesota-Toronto game have both connected. And it's Texas at Cleveland. 9-3 after 8. The Indians lead it. Jim Thome with his 14th. Paul Sereno is 8th. Wonder if he's using his own bat tonight. Albert Bell hit his 27th. Bell hit his 27th, and we don't know if it's corked or not tonight, but he's trying to prove that he can hit without a corked bat.
The most amazing thing about that whole story is that Albert Bell has such abundant power. You wonder why in the world he would ever want to use a corked bat.
You sure do. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Curve swerves outside to Zeal. 2-1. Well, now you would know more about this, certainly, about not that you ever used a corked bat, but you've probably
used a corked bat a lot
in batting practice.
Mm-hmm.
Does it allow you to?
The pitchers always have a home run hitting contest in batting practice. I could never tell that it really helped that much, to tell you the truth.
Would you say it would allow you to hit a pitch, maybe an outside pitch, that you might not be able to get to with a regulation bat?
No, it does not lengthen the bat.
No, but does it make your bat a little quicker in terms of?
It makes the bat a little lighter, of course,
right,
because cork is lighter than wood, and then there is the thought that it gives it a little bit better bounce, a little more compression, maybe.
Right. 2-1 pitch outside, ball 3. Because some of the stories today indicated that, oh, sure, a hitter like Albert Bell wouldn't need any extra power, but he might be able to hit some opposite field balls a little bit further. You still apparently have to hit the ball very sharply, whether the bat is corked or not. But if you do that, it might give you a little bit more distance on an opposite field line drive or something like that. 3-1 pitch, fastball, high fly ball, playable in left center for Finley. Finley's calling. The runners return to their bases to tag, but they're not going anywhere. He makes the catch, and it's out number 1. Quicker with the barrel of the bat not weighing as much, right?
That's part of it, yeah. But they put cork in the middle of the ball, too, you know. Cork center.
Yeah. Mark Whitten's the batter. He's 2 for 2. Here's the pitch to him. He chops it up the first base line. It's going foul. Kyle comes over. Some of the scientists have said in some articles that have been written, well, it doesn't necessarily matter what you put in the bat. It's what you've taken out of it to make it lighter.
Well, maybe we can ask some of the astronauts tomorrow. I'm sure they'll know.
They'll know. They know everything. That's why they're astronauts. No balls and a strike. Whitten waiting. 2 men on, 1 out. 5-0 Cardinals. And the pitch. Down and in. Ball 1. 1-1 to Whitten. National League scores. Florida at Cincinnati. It's a runaway for the Reds. They lead it 8-2 as they bat in the 6th inning. Jacob Brumfield hit his 3rd home run. He's been on a tear, filling in for the injured Deion Sanders. Gary Sheffield hit another one. That's his 20th. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Kyle set. Deals to Whitten. Inside, backhanded by Service. 2-1. San Diego at Montreal. That's a 4-2 lead after 6 for the Expos and Pedro Martinez. San Francisco at Philadelphia with a 9-game winning streak for the Giants, but they trail now 5-2 after 6. Phillies just got 4 in the bottom of the 6th. Pete Incaviglia drove in 3 of those with his 13th homer. Danny Jackson on the mound for the Phillies. Stretched by Kyle. And the 2-1 pitch, chopped foul by Whitten. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Atlanta at Pittsburgh. That's an 8-5 lead for the Pirates. Lance Parrish hit his 3rd. Carlos Garcia his 5th. Steve Avery with another tough night left in the 5th inning. Steve Bedrosian coming in. Los Angeles at New York. It's a 4-2 lead for the Dodgers after 5. Delino DeShields hit his 1st and Todd Hundley his 14th. Chicago got a run in the 1st at Colorado and leads 1-0 after 1. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball foul first base side. Still 6. This is one of those nights. The Astros are staring at a hot Cincinnati team which plays very, very well at home. They won't be staring at them in person for a while yet, though. Stretched by Kyle. 2-2 pitch on its way. Oh, Scott Service held it there, but didn't get the call, and it's 3-2 now. Just off the inside corner, apparently, to umpire Joe West. Mark Whitten has pulled the ball twice for his hits, a single and a double. He's back deep in the box out of a slightly closed stance. It's Jeffries at second, Langford at first, 1 out.
Let's see if the runners are breaking here.
On 3-2, Kyle looking. They are breaking. There's a high fly ball, and goodbye. Mark Whitten hits it out right now. A long blast.
Up into the load seats. Wow.
3-run shot for Whitten. It is 8-0 Cardinals. That's his 10th home run of the year, and it gives him 39 runs batted in. Whitten is 3 for 3, single, double, and homer.
For quite some time. Be real nice to get a complete game from one of the starting pitchers sometime on this homestand. The Astros go from here to Cincinnati, then play 3 games, take a day off a week from Thursday, and then play the Dodgers a weekend series, and then come back for a long homestand with some time off, and the schedule should get a little easier in terms of managing a pitching staff after that. But for a while here, the Astros are going to have some pressure on their starting pitchers to try to help out the bullpen.
Dave Veers taking his warm-up tosses right now. He'll be facing Alicea. With 3 runs in and 1 out here in the 5th inning, Darryl Kyle goes 4 1/3, gives up 8 hits and 8 runs, 7 earned, walking 2 and fanning 4. His ERA when the game started was 4.80. So again, it's a night which will balloon the ERA for Darryl. And Dave Veers worked 1 inning last night, 5th, to face Alicea. Alicea has a sac fly and an RBI single, and the pitch to him, grounded to Craig Biggio, goes down on a knee, gets up and throws him out. 1 pitch for Dave Veers, and that's out number 2 already. Tom Pagnazzi will be next. Pagnazzi is 0 for 2.
Had a good crowd up in the reserve seats sections all the way up through the dome tonight on Tuesday 2-1, and got a nice letter from Mrs. Ray Perkins, who can no longer make it out to the games, but follows on radio, and she sent some coupons to give to somebody else to use.
Oh, that's nice.
Pretty
Tom
thoughtful.
Pagnozzi, strike one to Pagnozzi. Now, what do we do about distributing the coupons?
We could just drop them out of the booth here. And
Yeah, we could do that, or give them to the peanut guy down there. He's really hot tonight. The 0-1 pitch. Yep, that's a strike call at the knees outside corner. 0-2 to Pagnozzi. Right-hander Dave Veers, the Astros bullpen, getting that heavy load last night. Deals the pitch, and it misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Terry Collins went to the pen in the 2nd inning last night. Seven and a third innings of bullpen work. Little jam shot out toward short. Caminetti cuts in front of Cedeno and throws, and just got Pagnozzi. It sat down about like a 9-iron, and Caminetti had to wait for the hop and then gun him out. Cardinals come up with 3 runs. The second, Vicente Palacios with a big 8-0 lead. Throws the first pitch, and it's low, ball 1. Gonzalez service Cedeno due up against the Cardinal veteran right-hander. He's only won 1 time in 14 starts. Here's his 1-0 pitch. It sinks low, ball 2.
you're not pitching like a guy who's won 1 in 14 starts.
No, he's had it going tonight.
But he didn't pitch that way against the Astros last time either. 8 innings, 3 runs. Got beat by Harnish in the bullpen 3-1.
2-0 pitch, an off-speed pitch, moves outside. It's 3-0 now to Gonzo. Greg Swindell and Bob Tewksbury tomorrow at 12:30 here. And the pitch to Gonzo is a fastball. Strike call inside corner. He spins around. He was headed for first. 3-1 now. Palacios has the sign from Pagnozzi. Delivers the pitch. Gonzalez taps it past the mound to shortstop Ozzie Smith. And he makes it over to first with a throw for out number 1. Did Milo show you his T-shirt?
Yes.
Or to get your own T-shirt. Scott Service, the batter. He struck out first time. Now he swings, and it's a foul ball. Strike 1. Got the caricatures of the 5 Astros All-Stars, as Larry mentioned, printed on an all-cotton heavyweight T-shirt, available in medium, large, extra large, and extra, extra large. No balls and a strike to Service. Cedeno on deck. Palacios with a pitch. Breaking ball low. 1-1. The Astros have 1 hit. That was a 3rd inning single by Cedeno. Also 1 walk. Palacios works back to Service, and the pitch is a fastball, cracked in the air, deep center field. Langford going back underneath it, makes a running catch. 2 outs.
He covers a lot of territory, doesn't he?
He just glided back on that one. He got a good jump, but he has that kind of explosive speed, Larry, to be able to really run down the balls in the gaps.
Remind you of Gary Maddox at all, the way he covers center field?
Did you like the line from Ralph Kiner on Maddox?
And that's what it reminded me of.
Uh-huh.
Can you remember it?
2/3 of the earth is covered by water. The other third is covered by Gary Maddox. Andujar Cedeno single to left first time. Now he hits a ground ball. Ozzie Smith to his right, throws on the run, loops that throw on target to Jeffries. Well, that's 9 in a row set down by Palacios, and after 5, the Cardinals maintain their 8 tonight with no runs so far, with 1 hit and 1 error. Darryl Kyle started. He went 4 1/3. Dave Veers is on the mound now to open the 6th inning, and here's the pitch to Palacios. Cardinal pitcher takes ball 1. Palacios grounded back to Kyle and put down a sac bunt. Here's Veers with the next one, and the pitcher's looking at that too. It's a strike call. 1-1. Cardinals came into this game a percentage point out of 3rd place. 1-1 pitch coming, hit in the air, foul by Palacios, and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. St. Louis 0-5 on this road trip, which started with 4 games in Colorado, and the Cardinals had been outscored before tonight, 58-29 in those games. Looping fly ball over Bagwell's head and foul outside. 10:30 a.m. A crew of astronauts take on a squad of fan favorite Astro alumni in a 2-inning game. Swing and a miss by Palacios. He's down on strikes. Veers gets his first of the game. And then Lee Greenwood will perform his hit single, God Bless the USA, and the national anthem before the first pitch at 12:30 tomorrow. Bernard Gilkey struck out the first 2 times, and then he powered a 3-run homer in the 4th inning. So Gilkey, a big part of the Cardinals' 8-0 lead at this point. Here's the pitch to him. It runs inside, ball 1 from Dave Veers. Cardinals have played better on the road than they have at home. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, strike call outside corner. 1-1 to Gilkey. St. Louis on the road is 23-22 so far this year. Veers is working quickly, and the pitch runs in and is a foul ball on the ground by Gilkey. 1-2 to Bernard.
Dave is really a ground ball pitcher. I mean, you can almost tell within a couple of batters if he's got it going, because they're going to be chopping it when it's sinking. He's got the slider working and the changeup.
High fastball, 2-2 the count.
All of his pitches go down. That last one, a 4-seam fastball upstairs, but that's just a show it to him pitch. Stuff he tries to get you out with is down around the knees.
Here's the 2-2 to Gilkey. Slider on the black on the outside corner. Strike 3 call. 2 strikeouts in this inning for Veers. Good late breaking pitch. He throws it a little bit differently, but you might be able to relate to the grip that he uses. He was telling us about that in Chicago, Larry.
Yeah, a lot of guys will throw their breaking pitches off the middle finger of their pitching hand, but Dave throws his slider off the index finger, and that's the same way I threw it. I just felt like it helped me stay on top of the pitch and keep it down.
Ozzie Smith looks at a pitch upstairs. It's ball 1 to Ozzie. He has a double, a walk, and a ground out. 8-0 Cardinals. We're in the 6th. Here's Veers dealing again, and it's something to be
it's
said.
pretty hard to double park around here.
Yeah, that's true. Pitch is outside, an off-speed pitch. 2 balls and a strike. A long night last night for these 2 teams. They appreciate the fast pace of Mr. Veers, and the pitch is just inside, apparently. That was very close. 3 balls and a strike to Smith. 8 hits for the Redbirds, only 1 for Houston. Jeffries on deck. 3-1 coming to Ozzie. He chops it towards second. Biggio gets it on 1 big hop, throws him out, and Veers has retired 5 in a row. Middle of the 6th inning, St. Louis 8, Houston nothing. And now bottom of the 6th inning, 8-0. The Cardinals lead the Astros. Mike Felder's the batter, and Vicente Palacios throws ball 1 down and in. Felder came in right field in a double switch. He had a big night last night with 5 at-bats coming off the bench and drove in 3 runs. Here's the pitch, almost hit him inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Our contestant tonight for our Builders Square Rooters inning is Larry Weber of Houston. It's swing and a miss. Felder out in front. It's 2-1 to Mike.
Do you think that Terry Collins brought Felder in for luck?
Well, stranger things have happened with a manager sometimes. Managers sometimes can get attached to using a player in a certain way. Works out for them.
Well, he came in last night in a similar situation. And in that situation, of course, he came up sooner. In this situation, he didn't come up right away, and the pitcher's only 2 spots behind him.
Yeah.
So the pitcher's probably going to come up in this inning anyway.
3-1 pitch. Bouncer foul, first base side, 3-2.
So strategically, there was only a slight advantage to making that move. And yet, psychologically, from the team standpoint, the guys sitting on the bench say, here we go. We put Tiny in, change pitchers, and make another comeback.
Oh, maybe it'll work that way. 8-0 Cardinals. Here's the 3-2 pitch coming to Felder. He hits one up the middle, cut off by the pitcher on 1 hop, and Palacios gets him on the sharply hit comebacker. 1 out. Palacios is rolling. He's given up only a single, leading off the 3rd to Cedeno.
The Astros hit a couple of bullets in the 4th, Bagwell and Caminetti, but other than that, they really haven't hit that many balls hard.
Biggio's in now. He has struck out and flied to right. 10 in a row retired by Palacios, who wheels and releases, and the fastball misses outside. It's ball 1 to Biggio. The Astros in their last 12 games have managed a .333 team batting average. Fastball's a strike call.
Part of that due to their own offensive abilities, and part of it due to a run of pitching that was less than awesome.
Biggio taps it foul off the end of the bat. It's 1-2.
And you'll go through streaks where you run into 4 or 5 starters in a row that aren't going to let you hit, and then you'll run into other streaks during the year where it seems like they're throwing BP for you.
Yep.
You got to take advantage when you get the chance. The Astros have been pretty good at that.
1-2 to Biggio. Finley on deck. Palacios with the pitch. It's a high fastball. 2-2 now. Swindell and Tewksbury tomorrow afternoon. Then a brand new series opens Thursday night with Harnish and Zane Smith. Rick White will go Friday night against Doug Drabeck if Doug is able to take the call. 2-2 pitch fastball right down the pipe. Strike 3 called. The Astros have been caught looking on a number of fastballs that would appear to be ideal to hit tonight. Here's a pitch to Steve. He hits it in the air, foul, out of play for strike 1. Wide open season series between the Cardinals and Astros. Houston has managed a robust .342 batting average in the 10 games, but tonight, Palacios so far has said no more. Bagwell on deck. The Mexican-born right-hander deals the pitch. Fastball just missed the outside corner.
Astros
1-1.
came into this game with a team ERA of 3.99, so it's up over 4 now. They're just going to have to get more consistent starting pitching if they want to catch the Reds.
1-1 pitch to Finley. Off-speed pitch. Strike call outside corner. 1-2. That's really what's holding them back right now, the starting pitching.
There are going to be games like this where if you hold the other team to 1 or 2 or 3 runs, you really feel like you've got a chance to break through even against a guy who's pitching well.
1-2 coming. That's a foul ball out of play, left field side.
There will also be games like last night's game where you face a guy who's not throwing that well and you feel like you can come back and win even when you're pretty far behind. But to beat pitchers that are throwing the way Palacios is tonight with any regularity has been right on his game. He's got a one-hitter going. We'd like to what aged for a crisp, clean, classic taste. Veers into the windup now. His first pitch to Greg Jeffries is a strike on the inside corner. Veers has come on and done a good job. He's retired 5 straight. Into the windup now, and the pitch. Chopper on the right side. Biggio's got it. The throw to first, a strong one, and a step ahead of Jeffries. Hustling down that line, but not quite in time, and Veers records another out to open the 7th inning. That's how the 7th inning starts. To tell you how it finishes and take you the rest of the way, here's the captain, Milo Hamilton.
All right, Larry Dierker with Langford 0 for 2 plus a walk. He'll be stepping in against Veers. Veers can let it all hang out. He's due up 3rd in the bottom of the inning. And he's done a good job, as Larry Dierker told you. He's really come out throwing strikes, and there is a strike called. We are at the top of the hour. We owe our stations a break. We'll be getting one in here. And Veers getting the sign from Service, sets up on the outside corner and hits that corner bullseye. 2 strikes. Throwing strikes is the name of the game, and Kyle kept getting behind people. And there they were sitting on it and jacked a couple of 3-run dingers and put him out of this game. Here's the pitch. Swinging, foul back. Let's break it now at the top of the hour on the Astros Radio Network. Ready to work, and the pitch is down and out, a ball, and it is 1-2 to Langford. Struck out, bounced out, walked, and scored a run. Milo Hamilton and Larry Dierker on this Tuesday night. Saying hello to the folks in Hoxie, Arkansas, KHOX. Did he go? Ask for an appeal. No swing, says the third base umpire, Greg Bonet. 2-2. Also the fans in Jacksonville, KEBE, and Jasper, Texas, KTXJ. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Veers delivers. Swinging, fouling it into the screen. Tomorrow, get here early, about 10:15 if you can. We'll introduce the former Astros in Colt 45s, as well as some of the retired and active astronauts, the real ones from the Space Center. They'll play a ball game. Then the Astros and Cardinals will play at 12:35. Here's the 2-2. Swinging, smashed in the ground to first. Bagwell says he'll take it himself, and he does. That'll make it 2 away in the inning.
Well, how about this? The Mariners, due to tiles falling from the roof of the Kingdome, had to postpone that game.
Ken Griffey Jr. loosened a few of them, and now they're falling.
So another Dome Stadium postponement. That is indeed rare. It happened at the Metrodome once when the roof deflated.
Too much snow on the roof. There is a strike called. But they played again, proving conclusively that just because there's snow on the roof doesn't mean there's not a fire in the furnace. Here's a bouncer to short, coming to get it. Cedeno, pick it, throw it. A 1-2-3 inning for Veers. 3, 6, 8 in a row retired by the Astro reliever. Leading off the 7th, swings and he misses. He's 0 for 1. He's walked and he's lined out hard to left. Palacios, there's a drive back to center, but it'll be caught on the run, reaching up, and Langford had to outrun it.
So he has walked and driven outfielders to the wall, or at least to the warning track, twice.
Ken Caminetti has bounced to third and lined out to left. Astros have been limited to 1 hit. Boy, Veers did a nice job, didn't he?
Great job.
Here's the pitch, swinging and fouling it back. Cammy trying to drive one out of here. Really taking a hack.
Veers came in and retired 8 in a row. You can't do much better than that.
And he really threw strike. He had good stuff. He had a slider that would wind your clock, boy. He really had it going. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch on the way by Palacios. And that is a ball outside. It is 1-1. Swindell pitches tomorrow in the last game of the year between these two clubs. Then the Pirates come in for a long weekend. That's down a ball. Pirates are in Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. And when that game is over Sunday, we will have finished with 3 teams in our own division: Cubs, Cardinals, and Pirates. Here's the pitch. Swinging and a high fly ball to center, and it's just a can of corn tonight as Langford backs up a step, and it's 2 away. So Palacios, who had given up 11 hits in as many innings and 6 runs against the Astros in 3 outings, is getting even tonight. Donald's the pinch hitter.
2 2/3 innings, 2 strikeouts.
So this is Donald's. Batting with nobody on and 2 down. Gonzalez would be next. Here's the pitch to Donald's. Down and out, a ball.
Tom Edens is tuning up. It looks like he'll try to come out to see if he can do a little bit better tonight, get back in a groove.
Yeah, get that memory away of last night's relief job. There's a bouncer foul right side. A ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. Into the dirt, a ball. Two and 1 to Donald's. Astros have been out hit 8-1, outscored 8-0. Palacios ready and fires and catches an outside corner on Donald's, and it's 2-2. Larry Durker starting to take in the prizes for the big epilepsy golf tournament. We'll be talking about that probably on the next road trip. Telling you about the date and the place. That is a strike called, and Donald's goes looking. 1-2-3 inning. 3-6, 9-12, 15 in a row retired by Palacios, and Donald's.
And he got a chance to hit for the cycle if he gets a triple.
So here we go into the 8th inning. Witten put the hammer on Kyle with a 3-run homer. Knocked Kyle out of the game when it made it 8-0. And there's a breaking ball in for a strike. And speaking of the great charity work that many of the Astros do, the folks next door in the bound box, George and Eileen Rissick, going to be chairing the big benefit for Channel 8 public television here. And that'll be a big night. And they always do a great job with everything they are concerned with. There is a ball inside. Boy, that was close, and it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Did he go? Ask. No swing. American League look here. Cleveland pounded Texas 12-3. Nagy won his 8th. Sorrento hit a couple of homers to head the Cleveland punching bag job there. That's a ball, and he walked him. So Witten won't get the cycle tonight. If he does, we are going to have some kind of second night comeback.
That's right. He could get the big cycle, include a walk in there.
This is Alicea, drove in a couple of runs. Sac fly, single, and he's bounced out. Toronto beat Minnesota 4-2. Castillo over Tapani. Ball 1, no strikes. Eden's working here in the 8th inning. The White Sox having some fun tonight at the expense of the Tigers, leading them 8-2. That ball game is in the bottom of the 6th. There's a liner down the right side. It'll bounce, go up over the top of the wall. And the throw coming back into Biggio, runners second and third. And Eden's trying to erase last night's nightmare, is right back into another horrible affair here with runners at second and third and nobody out. Alicea getting a chance to start at second base tonight. He's making the most of it.
I'm a little surprised that the Cardinals haven't played him more against the Astros. I know Pena is a guy that they really like in terms of his natural abilities, but Alicea has hurt the Astros more over the years with his bat.
Now here's Pagnazzi, 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out. Now it's a balk. Now it's 9-0. Witten comes in from third. Alicea to third base. That's just frustration by a veteran who's having 2 bad outings in a row, isn't it?
I didn't see what he did. He made it just flinched a little bit.
Infield up tight, and a breaking ball. Ball 1 to Pagnazzi.
He didn't argue about it, so.
And there was no reaction on the bench. 9-0 St. Louis. Pagnazzi 0 for 3 here tonight, and he's been hot lately. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Too tight at the knees, ball 2. Milwaukee 2, Kansas City 1. They have played into the 7th. Jose hit his 9th homer in that game. California and Boston underway, nothing to report. There's a high fly ball, medium right center, and Finley will play it just right. He'll fire the ball in. They will hold the runner, and what a nice play by Finley. Used the momentum, got ready, threw a strike right toward home plate, and it was cut off by Bagwell. Alicea cannot move. There's 1 away in the inning.
That ball was medium deep and far enough out there that a lot of times a team would send a runner, and with Alicea, who runs pretty well on third, that really was a show of respect for Finley that they held him.
Here is Palacios. He's had a big night with his arm. Infield up tight, swings and he fouls it back. In that California-Boston game, the Katy Rocket going for number 9 tonight. That game is at Anaheim. Baltimore at Seattle is, Larry told you, postponed into the dirt a ball with a breaking ball.
Postponed on account of?
Tile falling from the roof.
See, they thought Chicken Little was crazy.
1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Cincinnati leading Florida 13-5. They have played 7 innings. Brumfield and Morris have homered for the Reds. Now the 1-2. And that is a strike called. He's gone looking. It's 2 away in the inning. Go up to the top with Gilkey. 7th strikeout against the Cardinals here tonight. Gilkey, 3 strikeouts. Things are coming in threes for him tonight. 3 strikeouts and a 3-run homer. Runner at third, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Down and out, a ball. Montreal leading San Diego 4-3. They played 8 innings at Olympic. Philadelphia 5, San Francisco 2. Phillies trying to cool off that Giant club. In Cavilla hit his 13th. So that was an inky-dinky-do. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a ball down and in. When Inky circled the bases, did he say goodnight, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are?
I don't know. I doubt it.
A ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. Into the dirt. It gets by Service. He doesn't know where it is. And it'll be safe at the plate. A wild pitch. That'll make it 10-0.
Edens was standing on home plate waiting for the ball as the runner came down the line, but because Scott Service couldn't find the ball, the Astros couldn't make the play. It was right there for them, but just the hesitation and locating it cost them.
Gilkey now with a 2-1 count. So Eden's not having any better luck than he did last night. A ball to the hole. Cedeno will throw it hard and safe. But what a play on both ends. What an effort by Cedeno and Bagwell. Gilkey's speed beat the rap. A lot of guys would have been out on that effort, Mr. Larry Durker.
Well, they certainly would have, and what an effort it was. Similar to the play that Cedeno made in Kyle's no-hitter last year. I believe that was on Joe Orsulak, a play that you just didn't think could be made, and somehow he got it over there.
Atlanta and the Pirates are 9-9 at Three Rivers. That's down low a ball. Parrish and Garcia have homered for the Buccos. 9-9. And they have played 7 innings. Ozzie Smith, the batter, runner at first base. 2 runs are in. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Los Angeles leads the Mets at Shea 4-2. Candiotti going for number 8 with that lead. Cubs lead Colorado 1-0 on Sosa's 21st homer. Bouncer short, gliding to the bag, step on the bag, and that'll do it in the inning. Cedeno showing some range there, going to his left. Alice leading off in the bottom of the 8th. He's 0 for 2. Swings and misses, then swings and fouls. It's 0-2. Service on deck. Palacios. Boy, he's pitching some kind of game here. That's high a ball, and it's 1-2.
He's presenting Joe Torre a birthday present a day late and giving himself one at the same time.
That's a double dip. Into the dirt, a ball. So the candles that got doused last night have been relit.
But it's a good thing that Cedeno's hit was a good clean single.
Swing and a miss by Gonzalez. He strikes out. That is strikeout number 7 for Palacios. And here comes Scott Service. 3, and that was the Phillies. That was the game West came out of their bullpen and did such a great job. He had to have help. But he still, Astros only got 3 hits in that game. 3 times they've had 4. Swing and a miss by Service. And the count is even at 1-1.
He hasn't exactly been lucky. Some balls have been hit hard, but they've been pretty much right at the fielders and not that many of them. And there really haven't been that many great plays.
Here is the 1-1. And that's a strike call to Service. The on-deck hitter, Cedeno. Some Astro hitting streaks. Biggio, Bagwell, Caminetti. all in jeopardy here tonight. We're in the 8th inning. Cardinals lead 10-2. Here's the pitch. Swinging, sinking liner, bobbled briefly by Jeffries. It came right up for him. He runs to the bag, services out, 2 down. Ball hit hard, kind of spun funny for Jeffries, but on the turf it came right up into his bare hand, ran to the bag with it, and it's 2 away. So Cedeno, the only Astro to solve Mr. Palacios here tonight.
Line single to left in the 3rd inning.
Then Kyle sacrificed him. The time that he got that, it was 1-0 Cardinals, and it looked like maybe he'd get the run back, but Biggio flied out, Finley bounced out, and they left Cedeno at second base. Pitch is a strike call. Here is the 0-1. Swinging, line to left, left fielder back, reaches up and gets it. Gilkey right in front of the left field scoreboard. Cedeno hit it hard again, but lines out to the left fielder. 3-6-9. Jeffries tonight 1 for 4, had a hit in the 5th inning. He was on base with Langford when Witten hit the 3-run homer. Right now, 10-0 Cardinals. They are getting even for last night. There's a check swing foul right down here in the lower boxes. That's back in there in a hurry. Astros been out hit 10-1, outscored 10-0. No fluke about this one. Palacios has been a dominating pitcher. That's up high a ball. Of course, Kyle's inability to get anything going put Palacios in a very nice situation, pitching with an early lead. Ready for a 1-1 from Edens. Look out. Boy, that came in on, and he had to really get out of there. 2 balls and a strike to Jeffries. Two balls and 1 strike. Cardinals have had 2 3-run homers. Gilkey in the 4th, Witten in the 5th. Both of those off Kyle. There's a high fly ball center. Finley back and Finley under. 1 away in the 9th. Langford will be stepping in. He's 0 for 3. Hudek loosening in the bullpen, but he's just doing some sharpening up for tomorrow's game in case he's needed.
Let's hope he's needed.
You better believe it, Boobala.
Oh.
1 ball and no strikes.
There's a new one.
1-0.
Where do you come up with these things?
Memory bank. There's a swing and a foul out of play. Hey, when it's 10-0.
Don't put your money in that bank.
Well, at least it isn't a piggy bank. Here is the 1-1. And drop that baby right in there with a breaking ball for 1-2. Starting pitching the last 2 nights for the Astros has been, to put it kindly, very, very shabby. Bouncer to first. Bagwell makes the play himself. 2 down in the inning. And another pitcher who struggled in a recent outing, Greg Swindell, will try to turn his stuff around tomorrow. He pitches in the finale of the series in the last game with the Cardinals for another year. Todd Zeile 1 hit tonight. He scored a couple of runs. He's 1 for 4. Zeile batting with nobody on and 2 down. Here is the pitch to Zeile. High inside, a ball. Let's break it in a hurry. Next pitch is a ball, makes it 2-0. Milo Hamilton and Larry Dierker in the dome. Astros and Cardinals, 9th inning. Here is the 2-0 to Zeile. Swinging, fly ball left field, playable. As Gonzo goes back to the track right in front of the Budweiser sign. That's where he hauls it in. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Eden, who had 5 shutouts and 4 complete games. There's a smash to first off the bat of Felder, and Jeffrey just grabs and steps on the bag. That's 19 in a row retired by Palacios. Sid Bream will be the hitter batting for Biggio. Sid Bream will be the pinch hitter. So the Houston Astros on the verge of being shut out and having a complete game pitched against them, plus a gem because it's a one-hitter at this moment. Bream waiting. Here's the pitch. Swinging and a high pop. Here's the pitch to him, swinging and a high pop right around home plate. Now coming back. Now it's going to come back behind the screen. 0-2. The Astros have been shut out 3 times. L.A., Colorado, and Colorado again. The Astros have had 5 complete games against them. New York, L.A., Atlanta, Colorado, and Pittsburgh. There's a foul off to the left. Most recently, over the weekend by Lieber of the Pirates. Kyle was the victim of 2 of the complete games, and this will be the second time he's been the victim of a shutout. Here's the 0-2 to Bream, high a ball.
The Astros, in the entire course of their history, have had 2 no-hitters pitched against them and only 15 one-hitters. That's only 17 games of 1 hit or less.
That's a ball down low, and it's 2-2.
Franchise started in 1962. Here we are in 1994, and that puts this game in perspective for you.
Ready for a 2-2. And the pitch on the way. Swinging and foul tipping, catcher hangs on. Palacios an out away from a shutout and a complete game.
8 strikeouts, only 1 walk. 2 base runners, 1 man as far as second base.
He's retired 20 in a row. And if he gets Finley, he would have been perfect since the Cedeno hit in the 3rd inning. And the pitch on the way. Down and out a ball. Palacios, 8 2/3 shutout, 1 hit baseball. Here's the 1-0 to Finley, and it's in there for a strike. A ball and a strike.
And he's not only throwing all of his pitches for strikes, he's throwing them all on the corners.
He gave us a little hint that he could pitch a little the last time in St. Louis. There's a fly ball deep into right center. Witten on a track, and this game is over. He retired the last 21 in a row. A 1-hit shutout. What a tonic for Joe Torre's Cardinals after blowing an 11-run lead last night. Came back to win tonight with this total board. St. Louis 10-10-0. Palacios the winner. Houston 0-1-1.